to you live from Johannesburg in South Africa. A Not in My Name International has raised concerns over growing perception that the South African Human Rights Commission prioritizes the rights of foreign nationals over South African citizens. The organization says human rights are universal, but is urging the Commission to address the urgent struggles of locals with equal attention. And to discuss this further, we are joined on the line by a president of Not in My Name International, Siyabulela Jentile. Siyabulela, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on Africa Update.
Hi, good afternoon, Lulu, and good afternoon to the listeners. Thank you for the call.
Now, what specific incidents or patterns have contributed to this perception that the South African SAHRC prioritizes the rights of foreign nationals over those of South African citizens? And how do these align with your organization's observations?
Sure. So, one, the perceptions have always been long-standing, and we say that because South Africans have drawn from different incidences, one most notably being the issues around healthcare. You would understand the story around the blockages of access to healthcare by Operation Tutula and the likes. And most recently, draw an observation from the Commission's insistence on that the Gauteng Department's eviction plans are unconstitutional or are invalid, even when the Gauteng government insists that their eviction plans are carried out under valid court orders. Yet the Commission has again publicly argued that they are unconstitutional and they infringe on human rights. But also there's the issue around the staff composition by nationality, and it's one of the calls that we are making, because you would have seen in their latest press briefing where they were releasing the 4 reports that actually the head of research is someone who is from outside South Africa. I think it's Ghana. I can't remember if it was Ghana or Uganda. And so the Human Rights Commission is one of the key institutions, the Chapter 9 institution that is mandated by the Constitution of South Africa to safeguard the human rights of South Africans. Yes, we understand that the human rights are universal and must be respected for everyone who lives in South Africa. However, there should be some sort of demonstration of balance by ensuring that issues of South Africans are not seen to be neglected or overshadowed.
Now,
and part of your question was around why this is important to our organization. Did I get that right?
Yes. The alignment of what you are bringing out. Yes.
Of course. Look, I think this should be a concern for anyone, even those who are working outside the space of human rights. One, we are a civil rights movement, and therefore this lies squarely at our doorstep. We have worked in the past with the South African Human Rights Commission on various programs. And we felt that we needed to raise this concern, not as an attack on the commission, because this commission cannot afford to fail. It cannot afford to be seen to be prioritizing the needs of others over the others. It is a very important institution. And so we were highlighting the concern. We were highlighting the perception because we are really concerned. And we believe that every South African should be concerned. And it's an opportunity for the Commission to come out and say, actually, to South Africans, to alleviate their fears that these are the cases that we've worked on, and it's not true. Because if you go online now, everyone is staring at the Commission. That is not right, because it erodes trust in the Commission. And so our call really is to make sure that the Commission safeguards its legitimacy as a constitutional institution.
And just speaking of a breakdown of its own staff composition by nationality and clarification with regards to its mandate. Take us through that. You've touched on a staff member who is either Ghanaian or Ugandan. Does it really make a difference?
No, of course it does. Remember, our main issue here is the perception that we feel needs to be addressed, and so the public discourse right now is that it makes sense that the South African Human Rights Commission, each time when an issue involves foreign nationals, they're always the first one to go to court to interdict this and interdict that. They're always the first ones to say rights are being trampled upon each time when issue involves foreign nationals. And so when they go in public and there's someone who's leading the research institute, remember that that is a very key component of the commission. It's research. And for South Africans to find out that the person who's leading the research of the commission is actually a foreigner, then that says that, it explains why their priorities may, or rather why it may look like they prioritize foreign issues more. And just to be upfront and clear that we reject xenophobia outright, because some people have been saying that we are being xenophobic, and we are not. Our demand is directed at the South African Human Rights Commission as an institution, because South Africans need to have confidence in them that their struggles, whether it's in healthcare, in safety, in housing, are being addressed with the same agency. And so when we are saying to them they need to release that information to the public, the staff composition by nationality to the public, that will then relieve those who are otherwise suspicious and believe that the mandate of the commission has been infiltrated and no longer serves the people of South Africa but foreign interests. So
have you
when
had
people
engagements?
Are able to see, sorry?
Because of time, Siyabulela, I need to just cut you there. Have you had engagements with the South African Human Rights Commission? And if so, what sort of responses are you getting?
Not on this particular issue, not at this time, and I'll tell you why. In the past, we have tried to engage the commission. The last time we tried, we were told that there were leadership changes within the commission, and therefore there was no one who could address us. So we will be trying, especially in the coming week. I'll be writing directly to them. But anyone who is living in South Africa is aware of the perception that is worrying us. They are aware of this perception because if you listen to their speeches or rather their address on the press conference, you'll see that they are, responding to some of the issues that are out there, in the public discourse. So they are aware of this. People are flooding their timeline with insults. Each time they post something, South Africans are telling them that we are a foreign organization, this and that. So they are aware of this. They must just take it serious and restore faith and safeguard the integrity of our Chapter 9 institution.
Well, Siyabulela, it's been a pleasure. We'll have to leave it there for today. That is Siyabulela Jentile, president of Not In My Name International, joining us on the line. It is 12:30 Central African time, and our news headlines up next with Jwalani Tulongwepe.